Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Mary Bird's Backyard Garden. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mary.
And I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mary.
You're Mary Bird.
I'm back at you.
You're Mary Bird from the garden. Mary Bird from the garden, a.k.a. Mary Bird's Backyard Garden.
Yay.
Yay. Well, welcome, everyone, back to our episode here this week in the blazing Texas sun.
Yes.
It's warm out.
It's an oven.
It's warm. We got to talk about it. It's warm.
We do.
Very hot.
It's very odd, though, because we will have the blazing days where it could melt your steering wheel, and then interspersed, we have some pleasant days.
We do.
That are probably in the low 90s.
I'm agreeing with you. It's hot, but no, we're
surprising.
not. We're not the. I think we've said this before. I know when we were growing up here in Texas, the record how many days used to just be on the news. How many days over 100?
Yes,
and it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't had those, but it's hot. It's warm.
It's warm.
So anyway, but you've got the plants drinking good water.
They look pretty happy, I have to say.
You've been doing a good job of keeping them replenished.
Pretty happy, trying to give them a very deep watering once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And then, container plants, they just take watering a lot. But
yes.
But not as much as I really thought. They seem to be doing really well.
Not bad, not bad. You've been using your hoses.
Love the hoses. Love them. And the Quick Connects are my favorite.
Got the Quick Connects.
They're
that was
gorgeous.
The surprise for Mary, the Quick Connects.
The Quick Connects were the surprise.
They were the surprise. And they actually work really well. And I bought, I returned the two hoses I talked about a couple episodes ago that we got, and they both had holes.
Mm-hmm.
Bought a different 100-foot one. And that one's turned out to be a little sticky.
It's okay. It just
sticky
takes
one.
time to work.
So I got another solution on its way to us.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. We're going to try it. I'm trying.
Oh my gosh.
Trying solutions till we find the whole goal is to make it easy.
Well, the one hose might work very well if we actually don't have to wind it up every time.
Yeah.
If we could use it in a way like that.
Yeah, it's a great hose. Don't get me wrong. 100 feet is big just to forget. But I got a solution coming. We got a solution.
Okay.
That I think will be here maybe Saturday.
Wow.
And then we'll see. We'll see how this solution works.
This is the summer of hoses.
My gosh, spent more money on hoses. I could have bought
oh dear,
something else. All right, we're going to give this next one a try.
Maybe we won't have this for any more years. We're going to make them last.
The goal is to have the hoses where you wanted them.
And speaking of making them last, one of the key considerations is keep them out of the sunshine. And so I've been really trying my best.
No, you've done a great job. You've done great. All the other ones actually we're getting there on them.
Yes.
But the 100-footer, that's a big hose.
She's a beaut.
It's a big one. But we got help is on the way. You'll have to wait till Saturday.
Curious.
And we'll see how this, and we'll let everybody know how this product works and see if it's worth a hoot.
You have piqued my curiosity.
I know. Anyway, we got to wait. All right. Well, Mary, we've come to that time in the podcast where I have to ask you, Mary, what's new in the garden?
Actually, it feels as though we have had quite a busy week in the garden. I think we have.
I agree.
This week, I planted my fall carrots. I'm quite excited about getting them out there. You want to get them in right now while the soil is warm so they could mature in the cooler weather. And I put in, oh boy, I don't know if I could pronounce that one.
Carrot.
It is a black carrot. Pusha ashita, maybe.
Okay.
Black carrot. It is bred in India, heat tolerant. So I'm excited about that, and extremely rich in antioxidants.
Nice.
Perfect for hot summers.
Well, just like ours.
Just like ours.
Perfect.
Perfect for ours.
Perfecto.
I also planted a Kyoto red carrot. It's a Japanese carrot. It's supposed to be a sweet flavor and a fine texture.
I wonder, are those going to be, you think they'll be smaller carrots? Or like lengthwise? Are they like?
It describes this one as a slender root growing 12 to 18 inches.
Okay.
In the past, I think my problem has been not being very educated in growing carrots. They really do take a long time to mature, and you want them to last into the cooler weather so they'll be sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see, this one is called it's the black carrot, and the botanical name is called Daucus carota, tropical black carrot.
Okay.
And I'm trying to see how large it will be. It doesn't describe it on the back of the package, but it looks as though it'll be a nice long root.
Oh yeah, it looks like a regular size carrot. I was curious because, in a lot of the Asian foods they use smaller. I think they use smaller
might harvest
carrots.
them younger.
That's true.
Yeah, that's probably what they do.
All right.
I did plant a Lila Lu Sang carrot. This one takes 75 days to maturity, and it's a European variety with deep purple skin and vibrant orange center.
Beautiful.
So lots of those good antioxidants.
A lot of carrots coming.
Lots of carrots coming because they really are fun to grow.
Well, we like carrots, but I think we're going to have to. I think that we did kind of jump the gun a little bit, start picking them a little too early because they were little guys, the last ones. We didn't leave them in there long enough, right?
Well, I think watering was a major issue,
Okay.
Because, and we're working on that. And we've put in some different watering devices now that are helping us grow our veggies a little bit better.
Okay.
And also, I think that we were inexperienced and we kind of just planted them haphazardly. I don't think they had a good situation to grow in.
Okay. Well, we're well educated.
We're learning. We are learning,
and we're gonna do a better job. We're gonna get some carrot-looking carrots this time.
But carrots do come in a wide range of sizes.
I know.
So,
I know. I want to see those big Bugs Bunny carrots, though.
The big Bugs Bunny.
See what we can do.
They may not be that sweet.
Well, I don't know if they're sweet, but they're big. I want to see nice big ones.
You just want the look.
I want the look and the size.
Well, that's kind of funny because you like big, giant plants, and I like big, giant silverware. So.
Yes, that's true. Very nice.
Well, one of the other things that we've been talking about this week is we're going to redo one of our front garden beds. So we are in the planning stages of that. That it's on the books. We've started talking about it last week, how we're going to go about it, because it requires taking out roses and some other well-established grasses that nothing looks cohesive or just want it to be prettier.
Yeah. No, it's going to be you'll be planning that.
It's going to be more of a southwestern.
Yes, we're going to go southwestern. It's our new thing. It's our new thing.
It is. I've been really liking the plants we've been getting.
It's been kind of fun.
It has been so fun.
So we're going to get Mary will get her papers out and do her planning and drawing and researching.
Yes.
So, and then we'll get it
photos.
Done. Yeah, they're okay. And photos. Make a photo board.
Plants we might use.
They're not called photo boards. What are they called?
But a photo board is very good.
That's not what it's called. Vision board. There you go.
We could do a photo board.
No, you can do a vision board. Okay. Good.
And the other thing is that we have been very busy in the kitchen garden. And we took out 2 beds of the old summertime veggies. And we have topped up the beds with some good soil to start growing, and we're starting to plant. And the funniest thing happened. I have this little container that it was marked onions, and last week I talked about it's time to plant out your short day onions so they can grow through the winter. And I went in there and opened up my little package and started going through the seeds inside. There was not a single onion seed packet in there. There's everything else, flowers, other veggies.
No
Not
onions.
a single onion.
Okay.
So we might have to have a little trip to the onion seed package.
We planted a bunch of onions. We probably used them all. Remember when we planted a whole bunch?
I froze a bunch
you froze
of them.
Okay.
But this is the time to put in your short day onions.
Short day onions. Okay.
You want them to grow through the winter so they could bulb up. I'm going to see if we could get some bulbs on our onions this year.
Okay.
Instead of,
Yeah.
we had good onion flavor, but they were just
they were
a little
small.
Kind of like the carrots.
They were. Everything
we don't know
was
what
miniature.
we're doing.
They were miniaturized.
Yeah, they were miniaturized. Can you think of anything else that's new?
No, I think
in the
that's
garden?
what we did all that, and I think we're going to talk about the kokedama.
I forgot. You should talk about the kokedama.
You should talk about the kokedama. You've been taking care of it. It looks good.
It does look good.
It looks good.
Oh my goodness. That is a project that has turned out so good. It's our bowling ball kokedama.
Yeah, it's big. It's a big one.
I have to say he's got to be over 10 pounds.
Yeah, it's definitely big, but it's held together.
It has.
And when it dries out, it's not crazy heavy.
Well, we actually have this fern type plant growing in it, and even though it's hot as blazes, it has not dried to where it's impacted the fern. And you know how I water it, which is so funny. We have a bird bath, and so what I do is I just plop it in there and let it soak up the water.
Well, and that's what they say.
Yeah, it's been working.
Yeah, it looks really good.
How fun.
I mean, it was quite a
it was an experience.
It was an experience. It was a learning experience, but it came out really well.
I'm definitely going to do that again.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Smaller. On this one, we're going smaller.
We're going to go baseball.
Yeah, that was a...
I watched a person do an orchid. I might like to try a Phalaenopsis orchid next time.
Okay.
That might be an indoor type thing, but anyway.
Well, they make them too. I mean, you can put the little where you can hang them, but there was no way we were hanging that one. That was just monstrously large. But
monstrously large.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
That is hilarious. Us and our projects.
That's really all I had. I think.
Yeah.
I think you've covered all the other things that we've been working.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we're done with that, Mary, I got to ask you, what do you have on topic for today?
Well, I don't really know how it came into my mind, but I was just sitting there the other day and I was thinking about live oaks.
Mm-hmm.
And live oak is outside of one of our windows, and it just is so wonderful to look at and to enjoy. But here where we live, they are truly ubiquitous. They're just all everywhere. They are any direction you look, you find a live oak, And so being such a common plant for us, I don't know, I guess I never thought about talking about it before, but I kind of piqued my interest. I went into the Half Price bookstore recently, and I ran across a really cool book. It's called Remarkable Plants of Texas, and it's written by Matt Warnock Turner, and it was published by the University of Texas Press. This edition is from 2009, and I was looking through the book, and not only does he talk about the plant, he talks about the history, why it became a notable plant, and, he does talk about growing it and so forth like that. And one of his entries is about the live oak. And so I read through it. It was really interesting. And then I did a little research outside of the book, and I just wanted to talk about this tree that we have growing everywhere here.
Okay.
The live oak is natively growing along the South Atlantic coast, Florida, all the way up into the Gulf Coast and extending up into our region. And so the Latin name for it is Quercus virginiana, and it is in the oak or beech family, Fagaceae. So every once in a while we go down to visit family in Florida, and we always drive through where Louisiana State University is. And we love to stop, and we always walk under the live oak trees and go get pizza. And the Spanish moss is just trailing. Oh, it's
really nice.
It's so beautiful.
It's really, really pretty.
I always enjoy that. And that's sort of the oak that we're talking about a little bit here. The live oak tree can get, it's a slow growing tree. It can get massive. It's a medium in height tree, really. It gets like 80 feet tall, but the canopy or the crown spread can get 150 feet wide.
Wow.
It is so strong. The wood of this oak tree is it is so hard. Teak might be in the running to be a little bit harder, but there is a big debate about that, And so really people that work with this oak, their saws and their saw blades would wear down so fast. They'd really have to change them so often. And one of the reasons is that the grain grows very close together and very dense. And also inside the grain, there's some pores. And inside those pores is telosis, which is a waxy, gummy substance.
Okay.
And that gives the oak its very special qualities. And so what I learned was, so the live oak tree is not an upright grower. He's full of twists and bends and V-shapes and elbows and densely compacted corner type growth, So it's not always really good for milling into lumber that we traditionally would think of in long lengths, However, this feature of the live oak made it invaluable to shipbuilders. So even as far back as the 1670s, I believe it was, let me look in my notes here really quick. Yes, the 1670s.
Okay.
The colonists were using the live oak trees to build their ships. And so you couldn't really do the long boards out of this material, but you could do all the inner structures and the things that needed to have a V shape to them or have like a pylon type structure. And the reason being, part of it is because of that waxy gummy substance in there. What happened was it resists decay. It's super strong. And so ships will typically be through a dry cycle and they could be through a wet cycle. So this type of oak does not decay under those circumstances.
Wow.
Very long lasting. And also one of the surprising features about the oak is it has a very low odor. So if you're a passenger on some of these ships back in the day, it didn't contribute to seasickness.
Oh, that's
on
interesting.
the voyage.
I guess never think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I guess the other wood started rotting.
Yeah, I bet. Well, with the being wet and dry, like you said.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So a lot of our maritime industry focused on the live oak tree. And we had whaling boats. You had, just all types of boats, all the way up to naval vessels that were wartime ships and things like that. And one of the ships, the USS Constitution, which was, built in 1797, I think it was, or it was commissioned in 1797. It's a 44-gun naval vessel, and it's the oldest warship afloat today.
Oh, wow.
It's still a commissioned ship, and it's in the Boston Harbor, one of the Boston harbors, and the Navy still mans this ship.
That's pretty cool.
And it earned the title of Old Ironsides in the War of 1812 because the cannonballs just bounced off of it because of the hardness of this wood. Well, they, continued to make the ships. There were many other named ships that they produced all the way up till the Civil War. Now, of course, in the Civil War, we had an ironclad vessel that proved seaworthy, and that marked the end of our shipbuilding out of the live oak. But interestingly enough, so because the live oak resource was so valuable to the U.S. government, the Congress began to set up forest reserves. And the first one was like 1799, and it was some islands off of Georgia. And then all the way up till, 1890 something, I think it was, that they did some reserves down in Florida. They were the very first forest to be reserved by the United States, setting about our preservation history. And also, because this resource was so sought after, and we were trying to hold on to it, right? But other people wanted a little part of this action too, and they would come in and try to, poach, I suppose. Or so because that was happening, a lot of the laws surrounding how you can timber, who could go in and get the timber and things like that were established during this time.
Wow.
Very surprising.
Very interesting.
Who would have thought, right?
Yeah, that's cool history.
Yeah. So the live oak tree is a very important food source actually for a lot of our native animals, including turkeys, squirrels, they're your favorite, deer, bobwhite really uses this as a food source, and scrub jays, and also black bears. They really come after this. So when the European settlers and the colonists started coming into our country, we discovered recently that pigs and hogs are not native to our area. But the javelina is native, and it did make use of the live oak acorns. But when the Europeans came over, they said, aha, this is a rich food source for our pigs. And so we developed pigs. That's how they got here. And they were fed by the settlers. That's how they started feeding the pigs acorns and stuff like that. Now, the native peoples here made an oil from the acorns, and they would use it like we would think of olive oil today. They would, process the acorns, which is an invaluable resource.
Wow.
Yeah, native, which I would not have thought of. So, like I said, the live oak tree can be shrubby, or it could grow into one large specimen, and it will sort of it produces tannins in the nuts and the leaves that discourages any other growth underneath it, but it will sprout its seedlings, like a mother plant. Yeah. But everything in this, it's called a mott, is what they call this grouping, is genetically related, and they support each other in their growth. So here in Texas, we have seen over time, if you go in and clear the land, but just leave a few live oak trees, sometimes they will not survive because they don't have the support of the community of the mott. They talk to each other, through their roots and stuff. But anyway, so the live oak can have a spreading canopy. Like I said, it could get up to 150 feet, but very slow growing. They're described as evergreen, but they're actually not evergreen. What they do is, the reason they're called a live oak is because they hold onto the old leaves all winter and stay green. And so the early people that described them thought they were living through the winter. Right. Anyways, but what they do is, like March time frame, they shed the old leaves and put on their new green growth, which is very beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, I take that back. I wrote down slow growing earlier, but this says fast growing. I don't know. Maybe it's a medium grower.
Fast or slow, fast movers.
Slow or fast. But they can live 200 to 300 years. So they have a huge lifespan, much greater than, say, maybe your crepe myrtle could be a 50-year tree or something like that, They do support Spanish moss, which is that trailing, wispy moss.
That's what we saw. Yeah, that's what we see in Louisiana.
Yeah. In our area, they support ball moss a lot, which is an epiphytic type of plant. And they're just a little bit different variation than the other one. And the interesting thing about the live oak tree is that it is very tolerant of salt spray. So you'll often find them growing pretty close to the ocean or marshy areas. And they do bloom. They bloom March through May. And what happens is they have the male and female flowers on the tree at the same time. And they pollinate within the tree, usually by wind pollination. And the acorns will fall in the fall. And that provides food source through the winter for a lot of animals. Anyway, the bark is interesting because it's very rough and craggy with deep fissures inside of it, And it's a very interesting tree.
That is. That's remarkably interesting. It's a lot of cool history about it.
That is a lot of cool history.
That's really neat.
Now, the live oaks that we have growing close to us are Quercus fusiformis, or they can be called escarpment oaks. They're just a little different variation from the live oak. Basically, the leaf is thinner and a little bit more pointy at the end. Most of the characteristics are the same. They could get 40 feet tall and they have a more dense canopy to them. They do produce more acorns, and they're not quite as fat as the southern live oak. And the problem that we face is oak wilt fungus that's been around forever. And part of the reason for that is because we have a lot of housing developments that are going in, and some of the codes for those housing developments say they must plant so many trees in the lot.
Right.
And one of the what they list which trees you could choose from, and one of the most prevalent trees is the live oak. So you see it planted everywhere, but it may not have come from a clean source, and it may not have come from a true native plant nursery. So it could be an oak from a different region that might be carrying the live oak, the oak wilt fungus on it already. So if you're planning to plant a live oak, you want to make sure you know where the source. Ask the nursery where they got it from, and make sure they have credentials that say it's oak wilt free. There's not it's going to spread.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. Do not trim or to cut on your live oaks from February to July. That is when the fungus spreads the most. If you have to do some trimming to your tree on a mature tree, you really don't have to trim, but every 2, possibly 3 years, and try to contain the trimming during November to January, where there's a lot less likely spread of the oak wilt fungus.
Okay, good to know.
Good to know. And they are widely seen in our area.
They are.
They're lovely.
Yeah, they are cool. Very cool trees. Wow, what a history.
What a history.
That is pretty neat.
And the other thing in our area that is so interesting, I need to really research. I need to get my head around this, but the live oak and the ash juniper, which we call the Texas cedar, have kind of a symbiotic growth relationship with one another. They're both native in our area, and the problems that people face with these two trees often come from human activities that create those problems. And so the ecosystem that helps the live oak and the ash juniper to flourish, I want to really try to get in there and figure it out.
Sciencey. You're very sciencey.
Very sciencey.
Cool.
It's interesting that they have such a support for one another.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah.
That's really cool about the live oak. That's a lot of good history and a lot of very cool facts.
Right?
Yeah, I like it.
So that when they build the ships, it's called a shipwright, is the person that creates the timbers to build the ships. And the shipwright is the one that claims that the live oak is harder than teak or any other wood.
Wow.
But, I don't know what the controversy will tell us.
Shipbuilders like it. We like it.
You can still visit the USS Constitution. I looked the website up today, and I think
that's amazing.
Someday if we ever visit
next time
Boston.
We're up that way, yeah. There you go.
Boston.
Very good. I like it.
Well, you know what it's time for.
Is it time for a live oak mott? We're going to do a mott? No.
We are a live oak mott.
We're going to do, guess what we're doing? Hey, Mary, welcome to Jeff's Corner. Guess what Jeff has today? Talking third person now.
I really have
I know you don't know. Do you know it is almost time, and you mentioned this to me today, and me and your sons are excited. It's almost college football season.
I was wondering if you were going to talk football.
It's almost college football season, so I'm going to have just a little quick thing we're going to call Tailgate to Table.
Ooh.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about drinks. Not so much the food, but
we haven't done that for a long time. We'll do some food.
But, there's a lot of things in the garden, as we've talked in the past, that you can grow. Basil, which
basil.
we have a lot of basil.
We do.
Jalapenos,
Ooh,
which we're growing.
yum.
We're growing jalapenos out there. Some things that you can make is for game day. You can, whatever team you support. We're Texas fans here. So as being
with
Texas,
a little Penn State,
with a little Penn State. But as Texas fans, the one thing that's near and dear to our heart is jalapenos.
Yes.
But let me cover just a couple things because there's just some simple things in the garden that you can use to make your tailgate or your pregame meals a little fun. So I would say if there's one herb that kind of can go in all of your drinks is mint.
Oh,
so
nice.
It grows fast. It smells amazing, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
It thrives in the nice shady spots where other plants don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a spreader, right? It'll spread all over.
Right.
And if you harvest it regularly, it keeps it bushy. And then you want to snip the top sets of leaves and leave a few lower leaves to encourage more growth. So when you have those out there, then you can pick those and they'll be ready to do your muddling or drink making. Now, the one thing that I am growing out there is jalapenos. So you can make a simple syrup out of jalapenos, which would be a nice, sweet, spicy, put something in cocktails. And here, a lot of the restaurants here have the jalapeno margaritas here in town, some of the restaurants we go to. But we've not made anything here at home with any of that, as far as drink wise. So to make the jalapeno simple syrup, you just use a cup of sugar, a cup of water, and then 1 or 2 jalapenos. You want to slice them, remove the seeds, because the seeds are where a lot of the heat is. And then you want to take all that and you want to bring it to a nice simmer in a saucepan. And you want to stir it until the sugar dissolves and let it steep for 10, 15 minutes off heat. Then you strain it and then you can cool it and store it in your fridge for up to 2 weeks. And then you have jalapeno simple syrup. So a lot of drinks use simple syrup, but this is kind of a little twist on it. So one drink that we may try, we haven't tried, is an jalapeno mint julep. So you can use your mints and you can use your jalapeno simple syrup.
Oh my goodness.
So to do it, you need 2 ounces of bourbon, a half an ounce of your jalapeno syrup. You need 6 to 8 mint leaves that we're going to pull out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some crushed ice. And then you want to, you can use like a mint sprig or a little slice would be better. A little sliced jalapeno. Or a little sliced pepper for a garnish. So it would be nice. So the way you make it in a julep cup, the julep cups are a little different. If you go out there and look, you'll see what they look like. But or you can use just a regular glass. You want to muddle the mint gently with the syrup. So you want to get your little muddler and crush it in there. Just enough to release the oils and not tear the leaves. Then you want to add your bourbon, fill the glass with crushed ice, and stir. And then I would garnish it with a little thin jalapeno slice, if it was me.
Jeff, you got to try this.
Yeah, I think we're going to try that for the season. I like it. And then to go along with that, Mary, and this is one of our favorites, you can make some grilled jalapeno poppers.
Oh, yes.
Which we definitely like. And if you make them on the grill, that's the way to make them.
Ooh.
So you just take your jalapeno, you half it, and then you scoop out all the seeds. You want to remove all the seeds. And then you mix some cream cheese with shredded cheddar. You can put some chives in there or green onions. And then you fill the peppers with that, and you wrap it in about a half a slice of bacon. And then you put a little toothpick in it or something to hold it together. Mm-hmm. And then you want to put them on the grill. You can bake them. You want to put them on the grill until they're crisp. And then, man, they're good.
We haven't had those since last football season, I don't think.
No, we haven't. And we haven't made them in a while.
No.
But with football season coming up, I know our family wants to maybe all gather here for some of the games. And since we have some chefs in the family, we'll let them do the heavy lifting, but maybe we can do some of these.
I know we just had one of our sons ask for ideas to make for our first barbecue, and I didn't even think about jalapeno poppers.
I think jalapeno poppers might be a thing.
I think that should be on the menu.
I'm thinking that. I think it'd be a great idea.
We have to give a report on the jalapeno mint julep.
I think we will. And those are things that are easy in the garden, right? They're not hard to grow, and the jalapeno peppers grow fast.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, they grow really fast.
They do.
So give those a try.
I applaud you
for
Jeff's Corner.
Hey, well, if you're going to applaud me, there we go. Well, that wasn't much.
Oh, you need more.
There we go. We need a little more applause. But that's all I had for today. We're getting ready. We're getting excited for football.
We are. And I learned a few things lately about growing peppers through the hot season. I'm going to put them into place for next year, I think.
Okay.
But very good. Pretty soon we'll be putting maybe some fall transplants out.
Okay.
For peppers.
Very good.
Very good.
Well, there was Jeff's Corner for you.
Very exciting.
Yes. What else you got for us?
We did a project today.
We did do what?
Mm-hmm.
I was an assistant, but you did a nice project today, which was pretty fun.
I don't know. I got a wild hair this morning. Sometimes that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed in one of my books had a project that you could make a succulent planter out of a broken flower pot, which we had. And we had everything that we needed for this project already. We didn't have to pick up any new items. And we got a pretty substantial broken container that I had tried to repair with I can't remember what kind of glue I used, but since this is a succulent planter and it's basically decorative, that's okay, But anyways, it had a massive hole in it. And what we did was we put in our little potting soil until we could place a terracotta pot on an angle, and we stuffed soil in both of those. And then we went around and we attached, we put into the dirt cavities some sempervivum, which are hen and chicks commonly called.
Oh, hen and chicks.
The hen and chicks. The ones that I picked up at the garden center the other day that didn't work.
No, but you put them
where
to
we
use.
Were gonna,
yeah, that worked out.
So we have them in a beautiful little spot for them to grow through the summer. There were a lot of chicks in this one container, so of course we kind of teased them apart a little bit and put them decoratively around the container. The container is a blue color, and the hen and chicks are a nice green. I think they contrast with
nice.
each other very
really
nice,
good.
or complement each other. And we also added some haworthia around. We added one haworthia, and I don't know, probably 3 of Crosby's prolific aloe, which is a beautiful little aloe that does not make a very large leaf. They're kind of a shorter leaf, but it is prolific, let me tell you. The container just, exploded. At any rate, the sempervivum, I was going to just talk for a second about that. I learned some things about it that actually surprised me. It's a perennial. It loves dry soil and a gritty soil. And they're very hardy. They will go down to negative 20 degrees, some of the varieties, which I can't even believe what that feels like. But anyway, zones 4, it says 4 to 8. So I'm in 9A, and we're going to have to protect it during the hot weather.
Oh, okay.
So they are a little bit more cold situation. So in the summertime, we're going to have to give it partial sun or a little shade. And then, but in the other times of year, it would love to be right out there in full sun.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, it's a container plant that could go right through the winter, which I'm excited about. How often do we talk about that?
You're always talking about bringing them in.
I am.
Everything's got to come in for the winter.
Got to come in for the winter. You could get these little hen and chicks in reds, pinks, purples. Some of them have a cobwebby hair type of appearance to them. They're typically about 4 inches tall, but sometimes when they get ready to bloom, when they're older, they could go up to 12 inches tall. They're deer and rabbit resistant, and you could plant them anytime. When they're very young, they don't need a lot of soil because I think in their native habitat they grow in rocky crevices. But anyway, when they're young, you want to water them a little bit a couple times a week, But as they age and get mature, you might only water them between 2 to 4 times a month.
Oh, wow.
And they are very water, thrifty.
Thrifty. We'll call them thrifty.
Now, in the wintertime, you don't want them to get any water, really, to overwinter them.
Okay.
And so I just think our project was a nifty little project that we could use what we had on hand, which makes me feel really good. And it turned out beautiful.
Yeah, it turned out good. It was our broken pot planter project.
A broken plot planter.
Plot. You were close.
I lost.
I know it is.
I lost the plot.
It is hard to broken pot planter project. Project. It was fun. You did a good job on it. I liked it.
Yeah, it was my wild hair.
Wild hair project. There you go. We'll call it that.
We'll call it the wild hair project.
Very cool. Well, what else you got for us?
So coming up next week, of course, we're going to work on drawing the plans and getting some photos.
Oh, you're excited about that.
I'm really excited. That front flower bed is bothering me.
Yeah, I know
a lot. And we discussed, Jeff and I had a discussion about whether we would hire someone to come in and help us clear it out, or whether we were going to take on that responsibility ourselves. And I think that we're going to choose to do the work ourselves.
I think we are. I think
we are.
I think the thing that kind of turned is it's in the front, and clearing it out. I mean, we can get it cleared out. That's not the biggest thing. Is usually when we if we have to bring in a lot of dirt and rock or any of that. But since it's in the front, and since I can park the truck literally right there, and go from the bed of the truck into the garden, I think that's the physical part of it. That's kind of a hard part if we have to take that a long distance.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to give it a shot.
We are.
I like it.
We are going to do it. Well, we had I believe 5 roses, drift roses, and they have all gotten the rose rosette disease. So there's just, they're got to come out. And we're going to put some very pretty plantings of succulents and drought-hardy plantings. It is growing under a live oak.
Yep.
How about that? I think it's growing under a escarpment live oak, from what I could tell from my research, which I'm very excited about. Anyways, so they need to be able to live with that tree. Yeah. And I believe we could do it.
Yeah, I think we can do it. We're going to do it.
I think we will.
Yeah, we'll knock it out. You know what? We have, if we need help, we have help close. We have to raise our hand and ask our family for some help. But we're going to give it a shot.
Okay. So possibly we might try to take a trip to the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center to get some ideas on plantings that we might do. Maybe we'll try somewhere else. But anyway, that's kind of up in the air right now. We're going to keep on working in what I'm calling the kitchen garden, because it's been so fun to harvest. It is fun to go out there and see what you could bring in.
Oh, I know you like coming in with your little,
been loving it.
Your little finds.
Okras. you know. And then I was going to try this product for mosquito prevention. It uses, I believe it uses garlic and citric acid and another common product. It might be orange oil. I can't remember, but it's called Mosquito Barrier.
Okay.
It might have a very strong garlic smell to it. I'm not sure, but I thought I might give that a try around the house to kind of see if we could help with some of the mosquito issues.
That would be good. That would be good.
So
you surprised me. I didn't know about that one. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll give that a shot.
We'll give that a shot. And I'm going to plant some more carrots. I'm going to try, well, because this time of year, what you could do is like once a week, you could plant a square of carrots.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard right now. You want to keep them moist so they'll germinate, you know. That's probably your biggest challenge, is to make sure that the soil stays moist so it will germinate. And you could try a little covering of some easy straw you might get at Tractor Supply. I went out there with some shredded cardboard because that's what I happen to have on hand. And so I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to try Uzbek Golden.
Okay.
It's a short, stubby little carrot there. And yellow.
It is stubby.
It is stubby. I might try the Purple Dragon. Ooh.
Okay.
That sounds pretty good. He might be a long one. And the new Carota. Going to give him a little try.
Okay.
So that's what I'm planning to do. And somewhere along the way, I'm going to pick up some onion seeds. And even though I might be a little bit late, I'm going to throw them in the ground. Give it a shot.
They'll work. It doesn't know what day it is.
And if you want to get some of your cole crops growing, like your broccoli, cabbages, some of your other cole crops like kale and so forth like that, you probably need to seed them and get them started now so that in 4 to 6 weeks, you'll be ready to put them in the ground. And you probably, I've heard people say, look for shorter season varieties. Or your other option is in a more towards September, you could probably pick up transplants that have already been started from your garden centers and go ahead and get those in for a fall cole crop.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, very good.
I'm looking forward to it.
Ooh, a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff happening.
You get busy. I didn't think August would be busy, but I think it's going to be busy.
Yeah, you kind of told me it wasn't going to be that busy, but now I'm looking at my my list here. It looks busy.
Things changed.
They sure do.
Well, thank you, Jeff.
Well, thank you. And do you have anything else?
I believe that will take care of it all.
Very good. Well, as always, we appreciate you guys joining us here at Mary Bird's Backyard Garden.
Thank you, and happy gardening.
Happy gardening, and we hope to see you here next time, which would be next week here at Mary Bird's Backyard Garden. Bye.